السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. الحمد لله رب العالمين، وأصلي وأسلم على من أرسله الله رحمة وهداية ونورا للعالمين. اللهم صل وسلم وبارك على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم تسليما كثيرا دائما متصلا إلى يوم الدين. All praise be to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Lord of the worlds, and may Allah's peace and blessings be upon the last and the seal of all the prophets and messengers and the master of mankind, Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, upon his family, companions, and upon whoever follow his footsteps to the day of judgment. Brothers and sisters, welcome back to today's lesson on the Tafsir of Surah MARYAM Ayah. Today, inshallah, we're going to highlight verse number 40, the saying of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, إِنَّا نَحْنُ نَرِثُ الْأَرْضَ وَمَنْ عَلَيْهَا وَإِلَيْنَا يُرْجَعُونَ إِنَّا نَحْنُ نَرِثُ الْأَرْضَ وَمَنْ عَلَيْهَا وَإِلَيْنَا يُرْجَعُونَ. Before delving into today's ayah, I'd like to highlight an important Sharia ruling concerning fasting during the remaining 14 days in the month of Sha'ban. So brothers, please pay attention. There is an authentic hadith for the Prophet ﷺ in which Sallam states very clearly that إِذَا انْتَصَفَ شَعْبَانُ فَلَا تَصُومُ, meaning when it is the middle of the months of Sha'ban, don't make fasting. Don't make fasting. Of course, what's meaning by fasting here is the recommended one, the sunnah, the recommended fasting. So the question right now, based on this hadith, what is the Shari'i ruling of those who want to fast during the remaining days of Sha'ban? Scholars said that we have two rulings deduced from that hadith. Number one, if it is your custom, if it is your habit to fast, for example, on Mondays and Thursdays, then it's okay, no harm inshallah, and go on your fasting. And go on your fasting even during the remaining days of Sha'ban. It's okay. But if you are not accustomed, if it is not your habit to fast during these days or to fast in general, so please don't make fasting. Don't make fasting based on the hadith of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So once again, in brief, if it is your habit, do it and complete it to the end of the month of Sha'ban, and there is no harm inshallah. Otherwise, please don't, according to the hadith of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Back to today's verse, inshallah, إِنَّا نَحْنُ نَرِثُ الْأَرْضَ وَمَنْ عَلَيْهَا وَإِلَيْنَا يُرْجَعُونَ. Last lesson, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told us about the horrible calamities and disasters that will afflict the disbelievers and polytheists on the day of resurrection. On the day of resurrection. And brothers and sisters, it is just enough to know that people will ask the prophets and messengers to intercede on their behalf so that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will start holding them for accountability, even if He subhanahu wa ta'ala would admit them into hellfire. So that in order for that situation to get over, situation of the day of judgment, situation of the day of judgment, because it will be a very, an extremely difficult one. It cannot be described. It cannot be described. Here Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala stresses the fact that He is the all creator of everything on that universe. He says, إِنَّا نَحْنُ نَرِثُ الْأَرْضَ وَمَنْ عَلَيْهَا وَإِلَيْنَا يُرْجَعُونَ. So please pay attention, because I'm going to highlight a very important subtle observation, Arabic, relating to Arabic language. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says inna, like that, inna, it is like in na. This style in Arabic indicates greatness, so it indicates that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is all great. That's number one. The second word, nahnu. Nahnu in English means we. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is one. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is one. So why does He subhanahu wa ta'ala use this word in particular? Nahnu in Arabic language, using this word indicates also greatness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Indicates the all power of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So this word also indicates that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is all great. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is all powerful. Allah is all powerful. Also, the first letter in that word, narithu, the first letter, which is na, also indicates that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is all great. Three words indicating that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is all great. The question, why does it like that in that verse? Why does it like that in that verse? Why does Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in other words highlights the undeniable fact that He is all great, that He is all great in that situation? Scholars say that because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when it is the day of resurrection, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will fold up the 7 heavens with His grip and the 7 earths with His grip. Then He subhanahu wa ta'ala will call up in the universe, لِمَنِ الْمُلْكُ الْيَوْمِ. The kingdom today is to whom? No one will answer Him. The kingdom today is to whom? No one will answer Him. And for the third time, the kingdom today is for whom? None will answer Him. Then subhanahu wa ta'ala will answer Himself and say, لِلَّهِ الْوَاحِدِ الْقَهَّارِ. لِلَّهِ الْوَاحِدِ الْقَهَّارِ. It belongs to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the one and the all sovereign subhanahu wa ta'ala. So that's why this verse has 3 words indicating the all greatness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the all power of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Subhanahu wa ta'ala is able to do anything. إِنَّا نَحْنُ نَرِثُ الْأَرْضَ وَمَنْ عَلَيْهَا. So inna means in. Na. This letter indicates all great. Nahnu in Arabic also indicates all great. It is we. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is one. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is one. So how could it be this word used in that context? Say because it used all great. Would you want to say that you are, for example, that you are a man of honor, that you are a man who is self-confident, you are a man who is proud of himself? You will say that we. Not we. You are alone. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala used this word in that context to indicate His own greatness subhanahu wa ta'ala. And the first letter of that word, narithu, means also that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is all great. All great. The greatness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is crystal clear that He subhanahu wa ta'ala on the day of resurrection will fold the 7 heavens with His right hand and the 7 earths with His right hand. And He subhanahu wa ta'ala will call upon the universe, kingdom today is to whom? None will answer Him subhanahu wa ta'ala. All the angels, all the creatures, all mankind, all jinn will die. But brother and sister, the question right now, who will be the last creature to die?
The angel of death.
Yeah, Herman. Yes?
The humans?
No, not humans. Yeah, the angel of death. The angel of death. After taking out the souls of all creatures, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will take out the soul of the angel of the death. So who will be the last one to die? Who will be the last one to die? إِنَّا نَحْنُ نَرِثُ الْأَرْضَ وَمَنْ عَلَيْهَا. It means that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will inherit the earth and whatever is above it. So many people, brothers and sisters, so many nations who transgressed, who violated the limits of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, who challenged Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala destroyed them. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wiped them out. Human beings are weak creatures. You should know that. Human beings are weak creatures. Allah said this, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says this in the Quran. He subhanahu wa ta'ala highlights that fact in the Quran and says, وَخُلِقَ الْإِنسَانُ ضَعِيفًا. Mankind was created as a weak creature. Mankind, this is in the Quran, mankind was created as a weak creature. But peoples, nations, some rulers and governors and kings of the past nations, transgressed against Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and violated the limits, hududullah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Look at Pharaoh, Fir'aun. Fir'aun was the governor, was the king of Egypt at a particular period of time. And he said, I am your supreme Lord. I am your supreme Lord. What Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala did with him? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent to him Prophet Moses and Prophet Aaron. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent to him Prophet Moses and Prophet Aaron, which is Harun in Arabic. Harun. Okay? Moses was the prophet. But Moses, and this is the importance of making dua. Moses said to Allah, send with me my brother Harun as a prophet. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accepts his dua. Allah made Harun a prophet because of the supplication, the dua of Moses to his Lord. Allah sent both Moses and Harun to Fir'aun and ordered them to call him to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala with a good way, to be lenient with him when asking him to go back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when asking him to bring him back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. فَقُولَ لَهُ قَوْلًا لَيِّنًا. But Pharaoh or Fir'aun did not respond to them. That's why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wiped him out, he and his army. How did Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala do that? Yes?
Like, no water, like the water that was opening up like the wall.
In the sea.
Yeah,
in the sea, yeah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ordered Musa alayhi salam, Prophet Moses, to take the children of Israel with him and to go out Egypt. Pharaoh and his army followed them. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ordered Prophet Moses to hit the sea with his stick, and it turned into two huge mountains. And Moses and the children of Israel crossed the sea very safely, and when Pharaoh and his army were in the middle of the sea, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ordered it to come back to its original case, and Pharaoh and his army were destroyed, were wiped out. The point is that Pharaoh used to be proud of the point that the rivers of Egypt, this is a very important point, the rivers of Egypt are flowing beneath him. أليس لي سورة الزخرف, he says, أليس لي ملك مصر وهذه الأنهار تجري من تحتي. Does not the kingdom of Egypt belong to me, and these rivers are flowing beneath me? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made him sink in the river. Allah made him sink in the river. Also, brothers and sisters, people of Prophet Ad, people of Ad, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent to them prophet?
Jibril.
No. Who is the prophet sent to the people of Ad? No. Who is the prophet sent to the people of Ad? وَإِلَى عَادٍ أَخَاهُمْ هُودًا. So Prophet Hud. Prophet Hud. Alayhi salam. People of Ad were so strong that scholars say they used to carry a very huge rock like that and move it from one place to another without any tiredness at all. That's why they were very arrogant. They used to say, مَنْ أَشَدُّ مِنَّا قُوَّةً. مَنْ أَشَدُّ مِنَّا قُوَّةً. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned this in the Quran and records it in the Quran. In the very beginning of Surah al-Fajr, is al-Fajr, وَلَيَالٍ عَشْرٍ وَالشَّفْعِ وَالْوَتْرِ وَاللَّيْلِ إِذَا يَسْرٍ هَلْ فِي ذَلِكَ قَسَمٌ لِذِي حِجْرٍ أَلَمْ تَرَ كَيْفَ فَعَلَ رَبُّكَ بِعَادٍ إِرَمَ ذَاتِ الْعِمَادِ الَّتِي لَمْ يُخْلَقْ مِثْلُهَا فِي الْبِلَادِ. So they were so strong that they thought that nobody else can defeat them. They thought that no power in the universe can defeat them. But what did Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala did with them? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent against them a very strong storm, and it wiped them out. It wiped them out. So none in the universe can challenge Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Nothing in the universe at all can challenge the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in this verse, إِنَّا نَحْنُ نَرِثُ الْأَرْضَ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will inherit. And after inheriting the earth, my brothers and sisters, and after finishing judgment among people, the earth, but the new one, the new earth. Because on the day of resurrection, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will change the heavens and will change the earth. يَوْمَ تُبَدَّلُ الْأَرْضُ. This is in the Quran. يَوْمَ Surah Ibrahim. يَوْمَ تُبَدَّلُ الْأَرْضُ غَيْرَ الْأَرْضِ وَالسَّمَاوَاتِ. This means that on the day of resurrection, the earth will be changed and the heavens will be changed to new ones. After finishing judgment among people and settling conflicts among them, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will give the land to the believers. This is in the Quran, in Surah Al-Anbiya. Surah Al says, وَلَقَدْ كَتَبْنَا فِي الزَّبُورِ مِنْ بَعْدِ الذِّكْرِ أَنَّ الْأَرْضَ يَرِثُهَا عِبَادِيَ الصَّالِحُونَ. This means that the righteous people who were the slaves, true slaves, servants of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, will be the heirs of the earth. Okay? إِنَّا نَحْنُ نَرِثُ الْأَرْضَ وَمَنْ عَلَيْهَا. Everything in the reverse belongs to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and will go back to Him subhanahu wa ta'ala. وَإِلَيْنَا يُرْجَعُونَ. To Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, all mankind, all creature will come back. Will come back. وَإِلَيْنَا يُرْجَعُونَ. So once again, brothers and sisters, in so many positions on the Quran, Allah the Almighty stresses the fact that all of us will go back to Him subhanahu wa ta'ala one day. وَاتَّقُوا يَوْمًا تُرْجَعُونَ فِيهِ إِلَى اللَّهِ. So that's why we should prepare ourselves for meeting Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We should do more good deeds so that to be able to meet Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And when asked, we could answer the questions of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Because it will be a very difficult situation when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will ask us. Some scholars say that the flesh of the will be removed from the faces of people when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala asks them, why didn't you do so? And why did you do so mistake and so sin? So please fear that day and make for the day and prepare yourself for that day. So إِنَّا نَحْنُ نَرِثُ الْأَرْضَ وَمَنْ عَلَيْهَا وَإِلَيْنَا يُرْجَعُونَ. This verse in general indicates and refers to the all greatness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and that subhanahu wa ta'ala is the one who is all living, because He is the creator, and the rest of creatures and the other creatures will pass away. So this is for today's lesson, inshallah Rabbil Alameen. If you have any questions. No questions? In the Facebook page? Okay, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.